Come on in, come on in. 5 o'clock, don't late. I know Jamaicans don't usually reach on time, but today we have a very, very special guest. The youngest, also the baddest. NCAA champion, indoor and outdoor. SEC champion, indoor and outdoor. World Junior champion, Jaydon Hibbert. How you feeling today? Definitely looking forward to talking to you with my co-host and fellow Jamaica College. Man, how you doing?
I'm okay, doing good.
Yes.
I'm looking good.
Definitely.
Yes.
Fashion.
This set from who knows where. I'm not saying it.
Talk to us about the style a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about the style. We see you have on the kicks, something different with the socks.
The bubble cakes with the gibbets and the bobby socks and
Okay.
this neutral kind of
Linen. Linen short
linen.
set.
Not a fabric school.
Jewelry, a kick and everything.
How important though is fashion, branding, and sports? Because it's something that we would talk about often. That athletes needs to tap into their branding outside of their discipline, right? Outside of the track. How important is that for you though?
Well, thanks to you, Kareem, for introducing me to fashion.
And the things.
Thanks to Noah too.
Yeah.
Right. For me personally, when you look good, you feel good.
True.
Look good, feel good, do
People,
good.
you don't want people to only see in the gears.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of kick it off with a little jeans, a little shirt, a little this. Kind of show your personality in a different way, kind of, right? And for me, if I don't look good, I don't perform well, I can't think well, I just have to look good. It's a need for me.
Yeah.
So, as it relates to branding, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Dress how you want. Dress up like one life.
Well, Jaden, you must feel good every time because every time you go on the track, it's something special. I mean,
Right.
you've been killing it since forever, since birth, really. But the last couple of years, the world has really seen you shine. But to jump into a little bit of track and field, I have to say, there's 3 performances of yours that, is really etched in my mind. I'm sure it will add to the list. The first one is going to be like your World Junior jump, 17:27, when you won World Juniors.
Right.
The second one is going to be that 1787 at SEC Championship at LSU.
Right.
And most recently, you jumped 1775 at the Jamaica Invitational?
No,
my
At the
Racers
Racers
Grand
Grand Prix.
Yeah.
What edged those into my mind was the reaction. So I want to dive into that a little bit about what goes through your mind when you come out the stand. You look back at those marks and you know you've just done something special and you always had some emotional reaction to it that I think the crowd, myself included, really feel. So what's going through your mind when you look back and you see that you've just done something crazy?
Well, mostly for me, I'm mostly intern. I'm an internal kind of athlete. Like, everything is done in here.
Yeah.
Right? And this year, I promised coach, because we had a meeting in September, and he was like, what are your goals this year, what you want, all of that. And I told him that I just want to be more vibrant with my personality, just express myself freely. And I think I was kind of shy to do that last year. A young year and a freshman, you're just getting into it. But now I'm kind of immersed into it, and thanks to coach for reinforcing it. Thanks to him for encouraging me. He never tells me what to do at a track meet, but to go and have fun.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
I kind of want to take it back to 2023. It was an amazing year for you, obviously. You've won every single thing. Like, once you're in it, you're winning it. And then you won the Bowerman, the first Jamaican to do so, the first freshman male to do so, the youngest to do so. Right, and the bodies, yeah, son. Can you just walk us through that moment? Like, going through the season, being shortlisted, then being in the semifinals and the final, and then actually going to the ceremony. We all saw, obviously, your reaction and, all of that. But, looking back at it now, 5 months after, 6 months after, how does that feel? A Bowman winner as a young Jamaican youth.
You know me, Kareem. I don't really take it so serious, right? But, you constantly remind me, people constantly remind me that I'm the first to do this, first to do that. and it hasn't really sunk in yet because I'm so hungry for more. I'm so hungry to,
That's so true.
you know, I don't want to dwell in the past too much, but still be thankful, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I'm always focusing on the next jump rather than what I've done in the past. Something I'm still kind of, working on, but
Yes.
I'm actually proud of myself. Like looking back, I usually spend like late nights, kind of just looking back, going back, thinking of how I felt this day. And I probably need to even start journalizing too,
Yeah.
right? Because I want to remember. I want to remember those moments. Sometimes when I'm sad and I kind of get depressed at training, I probably don't have a good day or something. I will look back at the good moments, the bar man, and when I was crying, and the World Juniors in 2022, when I went there with a lot of pain, came out jumping 17.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of emotions, but I'm still kind of trying to fathom everything.
I mean, you're so young still, you're still figuring it out. Naturally, Jaden talk like, like 35, you know what I mean? But,
He's just
so
19.
mature.
He's a child,
I mean,
right?
the jumps are 35, you're all type of jumps, but like, you know what I mean? You're still eligible for under 20, which is crazy when you think
Yes.
about. But I know what Jaden is talking about when it comes to, living for the future. Because when you're an athlete, right, if you look about too much of what you've done while you're doing it, it takes you away from what you're going to achieve. And
Yes.
you don't want to crowd your mind with too much, right? So you have to think about what's next instead of taking. For me personally, I didn't really appreciate everything I did until I stopped doing track. And you look back and it's like, I did okay. You know what I mean? Obviously, Jaden. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? New level. You soon come home with one of these Olympic medals. We're looking for that gold, but we take it whatever. No pressure. We already know you're built for this, Jaden. But like, you're under 20. I wonder if people know that. People who are watching, let me know in the comments. How many people know that Jaden is still eligible for the U20? You could go to World Juniors. Is that on your mind for this,
Oh yes,
Charles?
it's every day on my mind. Like even at KSC, at my second World Juniors, when I jumped to 17.
It's gonna be a third one if
Yes,
you go there this
yes.
year.
I am going. I'm telling you.
Okay.
If I'm healthy,
Breaking news. You heard it here first on the Roots and Records. Jaydon Hibbery will be going to World Juniors this year.
for both the long and triple jump, right?
Oh, long jump. Yeah, that's new. Let's talk about that a little bit. So long jump. What's your PB in a long jump?
7.87 meters.
78.
Right.
Whew, that's legit.
He's gonna do.
Hold on. So, what is the last time you long jumped?
The Carifta of 2024, 22.
Yeah, man, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going to trials, you're going to be competing with the juniors in both events.
Right.
Yes.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's been part of the plan all year.
Well, not really. It's kind of 2 weeks ago, Travis and I were talking, and we're like, Coach, I want to do something fun for trials. It's my last time competing in Jamaica for the year. I want to, kind of kick it, give it, And he said, okay, what you want to do? And I said, Coach, I was thinking about long jump. And he was saying, oh, I was kind of thinking about that too, You have World Juniors coming up, so that's definitely something that we can consider. Then the other week following that, he was like, Hibby, go get some long jump. Let Puma send you some long jump spikes or whatever. I got them, put me on the runway. I trained with Kerry for a bit, because I don't do long jump training, none whatsoever. My training is so specific to triple jump, like nothing as it relates to long jump. I do. I like Kerry and Wayne and the others. They do something way different from I do. So it's kind of. I'm going to wing it at trials just to see where I'm at. And then
Wing it.
What's
Wing it and win it. Like, please.
And Travis is the Arkansas coach who is doing a wonderful job there at Arkansas with so many Jamaican jumpers. I mean, you guys have built a real good culture. And last year, for me, we actually have some history. I started doing media last year. I don't know if Jaydon know, but he was my first ever interview. I think I told you that before.
Really?
My first time at LSU, I went to cover the SEC championship. And, I waited till the end. And, after Arkansas, they won the SEC championship. Spoke to Jaydon earlier in the day, and he said, like, just wait, until after I waited. And he was my first. But fair to say, I started decent, right?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Interviewing Jaydon Hibbery as
and
your
it's
first
crazy,
interview.
like I was just like it was in the night, right?
Yeah.
And I was walking to the bus. I was so hungry, I was so fatigued. Like, I just broke a world record, like I was torn up. And then Then Fitzroy was like,
Man, this is like 9 o'clock. Where are you? Come here.
I was like, who is this dude? But then he introduced himself, and I was like, okay, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and it was a great interview. You know, obviously I can clip it for people to see what it was. But what does it feel like being around all the Jamaicans, Arkansas, having Travis guide you guys wonderfully? And I mean, he's basically a Jamaican coach at this point.
Yeah.
You know, with all the people in Arkansas overall, it's just a school where Jamaicans do well. What does it feel like being around that group? All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Once again, we're in Roots and Records, episode 3. With Jaydon Hibbert, World Junior record holder, NCAA indoor and outdoor champion, SEC champion, ready to get back with the conversation. And, you know, obviously just now we were talking about, you know, me and Jaydon's history with him being my first interview. And, you know, at the time just getting into media, and I was just talking about him being, you know, such a high caliber athlete to be my first interview. Can't wait to see how your career is gonna unfold. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have many more interviews. This is interview number 2. You know, I'm going to be in Paris. I'm just saying, just putting that out there. So you know, interview number 3 is definitely
Coming right up.
You know, it's coming up. Let's put the plans in the work. So we're just talking about, you know, the Arkansas relationship with
Coach Travis.
Coach Travis and with the Jamaicans. And just I want you to elaborate a little bit more on the camaraderie that you were mentioning about Arkansas.
Yeah, one thing that I must commend Travis for is his love for the Jamaicans. Like, I never seen a coach took up so...
I'll keep going. Yes. So you're saying that he's the coach that...
Yeah, like, he loves Jamaican athletes, right? Like, he will go hard for them. And just to see him in training, he would kind of mock us sometimes, like, why want my brother?
But that's not for you, Travis talk about what God knows.
What you deal it?
What is it that you think he likes about Jamaican athletes specifically? Because he must see that there's a trait in Jamaican athletes that like, you know, that he looks out for.
Like the commitment, the determination, like that's one of the things that he always commends us for. When we're always early for practice. Yeah. We give it our all. You can see that we're trying in practice. We do our recovery. We do everything that it takes, you know, to win. Everything that he says, like, we don't overthink. We just do it. We trust him, and he says he loves that trust that we have in him.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think he's doing a great job. And now that you're not an Arkansas athlete anymore, you know, still around the group.
Still at the Razorbacks.
What's the difference has been being at the Razorback as a pro athlete compared to being a student athlete?
Well, for me, right? For me, it's not really different. The only thing that's different, that maybe I will practice. Sometimes I'll practice with the collegiate athletes, sometimes with the pros, depending on my class schedule. But most times with the collegiate athletes, right? Okay. The trainers, they still take care of me. Yeah. The professors, they still treat me like a college athlete that has meets every weekend. The advisors, they make sure that all my emails are sent out. They do everything just as if I'm in college, right? I still get food. I still get, you know, the luxury treatment that I once endured, right? So it's really seamless for me. The only thing I have to worry about is to train and jump, literally.
Nice. I mean, that's great. And what are you majoring at Arkansas?
Management.
Yeah. Nice. What outside of track and field, fashion? What are some of the things that you are interested in?
I know fashion, but I like event planning. I like when things kind of go my way. Yeah. You know, I want to see something come to life. I like, you know, that kind of meet director, kind of event planner kind of thing. Yeah, that's another thing that I like.
Okay.
What I kind of find intriguing is, you know, at 19, navigating through this world like you are, right, is fascinating to me, Fitz, because at 19, I was still trying to figure out what do I want to become in this world. Yeah. And here you are at 19, you're having such a great career. You're going to school. You're trying to manage your life, your personal life, your professional life. How do you do it? Like, how do you remain focused, right, on all of your goals and your tasks, doing your assignments, going to training, your sponsorship obligations? Like, how do you even do it all in a young age?
One thing I'm big on, I like stress.
What's the
You see me?
Yeah, man, I mean that.
I like when too much things pile up, right? Make me mad out.
Yeah.
So what I do, I separate things. So I'm at training, warm up, focusing on warm up. I'm not thinking about what assignments I have. I'm not thinking about my recovery just yet. Warming up. Go over to Travis, ask him what I have to do that. After practice now, Travis knows that I'm in recovery. So, say him now gonna come to me while I'm in recovery, right? He allows me to recover. When I go home, it's all about school. I don't think about track and field. Like, none whatsoever. I don't watch track and field. Like, when it's home time, I unwind, do my homework, study, go to bed. When it's track meets time, I make sure I do all my homework from the Monday, right? I usually travel on the Wednesday or the Thursday.
Yeah.
So on the Monday, I do all my homework. On the Tuesday, I start my content. Like my get ready meals, my pictures, all of that. I focus on those on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, traveling. Get through travel, make sure I come home, recover, and just take it day by day. I never fetch myself with everything at once. I will literally go crazy. So I just take it day by day, step by step.
Day by day,
That's a great way to like segment it, and like you're still young, you don't want to overwhelm yourself.
Right.
You want to build into a lot of things, and it's good that it looks like you have people around you that's helping with things, so you can focus on really competing and take care of what's most important. But I want to shift gears a lot, not a little bit, a lot. Let's talk about your first Diamond League experience. And then everybody was looking forward to that competition. And, it was a great competition, honestly.
Right.
A dramatic ending. Talk to me about going into that competition and just overall the results and experience that you had.
Zango 8.
Zanga 8 down.
Give him credits, like he's such a great athlete, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, I was really there for the vibes.
Yeah.
I
mean, you're young.
I really didn't have much to lose right there. I wasn't a pro. I was
Yeah.
just having fun. My NIL representative just told me, hey, there's a Diamond League spot open. Travis, he asked Travis. Travis was like, oh, that's so cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It was my first time traveling to Europe, traveling to Monaco, France, Monaco. Like, there was this road between the hotel and the stadium that divided France and Monaco. So that was kind of
Cool.
That's so
that's
cool.
That's a vibe.
I saw athletes. I was like, oh my gosh, that's near Alien.
Yeah.
That's like all the athletes. I kind of looked up to them at that,
They probably look up to you too.
It was just, I was really there for the vibe. I wasn't really thinking about jumping.
Yes.
But on jump day, I was like, okay, I have to get it serious right now,
Yeah, true.
And I gave my best. I came second. I'm super grateful. Like, I wouldn't trade that experience for the world. But next year, for sure, though, I'll be a lot more Diamond League.
Got to come back for him. You got to get that payback.
Actual, factual. But, speaking of competitions last year, we can also touch on the World Championships, right? Your first time now in a big senior team and things like that in a big competition. We were all here rooting for it. The entire Jamaica Trust, and believe me, we were just like, if we're sure about anything, we're sure about TB, right? But, life do happen. And when you looked like you were hurt, especially on social media, a lot of us were just like, listen, please don't bother go jump. Please don't bother try it again. Just low it, please. But can you just walk us through that moment though? Qualifying with 1770, yeah. And then, going into the final and that hamstring issue, what took place? And mentally, how are you now in comparison to where you were last year?
Okay, let's backtrack.
Yes, please.
So, the
Let us.
heats, right? The vibes were okay. I wasn't really that excited. I don't know. Something about Budapest was kind of off. I don't know. But I still kind of locked in.
Yeah.
I warmed up well. I was ready. Travis stood encouraging me. He was like, bro, you got this, bro. This is what we're training for. This is the moment. Like, chin up always. Like,
closer to him.
chin up always, stuff like that. And I was ready. Like, he told me that I have nothing to worry about. So I said, okay, coach, I'm trusting you. I went out there. First jump, I was really nervous. I jumped like 69. I was like, Travis, what am I doing? And he was like, back up 4 more steps and run the same way. And I did that, 1770, boom. After that, cool down, everything was fine, got some dinner. Kareem sent me straight to bed.
Yo, I'm going to bed.
Anyways, one day after, I did a lot of recovery, massage, everything. Then the finals day, excuse me. So that day, I felt, encouraged. I was like, oh, wow, I'm on my way,
Yeah.
I was first. That was the furthest jump. Like, it was the right time to win, yeah? And I went out there, warm-ups felt good, everything felt good. And I prayed before that first jump. I ran, did my approach. Travis was like, bro, you're moving. That's the fastest you have ever ran on the runway. That's the best you have ever took off the board. Like, everything was so perfect leading up to the jumping off the board, right? And then I felt something like squeezed me or cramped me. It was so uncomfortable. And I was like, oh no, what am I doing? Is this really happening? Yeah. I saw my mom freaking out in the stands. I saw Travis speechless. I was like, this can't be happening. And then I took a minute. There's this random person in the bleachers that threw a ball at me. Like, it's almost like a tennis ball that I used to like roll up my.
Oh, to roll up, okay.
It was so strange, but I took it.
Shout out to that random person. You're looking out.
Still have the ball right now. Anyways, I took it. I was rolling out. Still was feeling the pain. I tried to come back. Travis was like, "Do you want to go down to 8 steps or 10 steps?" I was like, "Travis, I really can't. Like, trust me. If I could, I would." And then I said, "Coach, understand that you want me to try. You want me to roll out. You want me to try and come back, but it's just not gonna happen." Yeah. And I'm fine with that. Like, I prayed before the meet, so I know whatever happens, it's God's will.
True.
Right? So I just took the L, chin up always. He reminded me. Still did my interview. Still, tried to smile. It hurt. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It really hurt. Up to this day, it hurts. Yeah. But you still have to move on, right? Still young. It's all about the experience and stuff like that. Makes future games better, more exciting, and future wins better.
True, definitely, because I know that must be hedged in the back of your head. Last year, I mean, you were having a great year, winning everything, and then you came up now to that moment on the biggest stage where, you end up having that. And we talked about that a little bit mentally, how you deal with the success, but now, like, tell me mentally, how do you deal with the failure, especially when it was such a successful year?
Yeah, for me, I take 2 days and cry.
Yeah,
and then after that, I start back live. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It already happened. There's not really much you can do. You see? But what you can do, can pray for better days.
Yes.
Can pray for guidance. Can pray so you learn the lesson. I don't know what was my lesson up to this day. I'm still waiting for the massive breakthrough from that disappointment. Yeah. And I'm waiting very patiently because I know it's coming. But just trust God. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Don't overthink it. Trust God. Like, that's what's scaring me right now, because I've been through so much behind the scenes, stuff that I don't post or talk about. Like, a lot of battles I've overcome. It's because of God. So that's my biggest encouragement.
And we talked to Melanie Walker a little bit about that. She talks about a lot of things that athletes go through that fans don't have any idea. And they, fans come, they say this and they say that, but they don't know what athletes aren't telling them. Right. So, I mean, kudos to you for being so young and dealing with those things and still coming back on the track and doing all that. But I wanted to ask you a question from one of the fans who asked her a question on Twitter. It said, "Who's one of your favorite past jumpers and why?" All right, we're back again. You know what I mean? Thank you for dealing with it. I mean, I promise you, we tested it. It was fine in testing, but sometime in life, things don't go how you plan.
Yes,
And what you gotta do?
You gotta pivot and just keep going, man.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, you might test it, you might practice, and then when you go
You might do
there,
everything.
it don't do it.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
How it do, as an athlete.
Oh, yes.
I learned to do that multiple times.
Man.
Go back.
Oh,
deal with
yes.
it.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we're here with a legend. Coming up, you know what I mean? Looking forward to finish up this conversation. I know it's been a little rough, audio-wise, working everything out. Glad for everyone who's come on, and trust me, there'll be giveaways coming tomorrow, especially tune in tomorrow. And then we're gonna have something for the people who have been loyal to us through these difficulties. But you can't miss a chance to talk to Jaydon Hibbert and be able to hear his thoughts as the trials come here on Roots and Records.
Yeah.
We're gonna be competing at the Jamaican Olympic trials. But Jaydon, just overall, the trials coming up. I know you don't watch tracks, but you must have something that you're looking forward to this weekend.
Okay. I like the running.
Oh, you like the running? You should tell the coach you don't want the long jump for 2 busy.
No.
No.
Hold on. Fun fact. And I'm going to find the video and send it to Fitz.
No.
Jaydon used to run Paul really for KC.
Yeah.
What? Them have Jaydon out there run 4x2,
Yes.
4x4.
I was in a wife beater. And then the KC Marina.
Whatever can find right now, I'm sure. Oh my God. Oh my
Did
God.
Casey have you in a wife beater?
My Afro find
I
it.
was so young. Come on. I was like
I'm Afro find it,
15.
people. But not tell them
I
no.
was started like 15.
That man said like 15, like that's not just the other day.
That's just 4 years ago. He's like, oh no, I was like 15.
but
Yeah. So do you ever think about that where you could be a runner? If so, what event?
Not the 100. It's too much. Maybe a 110 hurdler or a 4 hurdler.
Ooh.
4 hurdles.
But jumpers are like the hurdle transition is like
Easier.
good, 'cause,
Yeah.
I was a triple jumper.
I do
too.
hurdles to warm
Really?
up.
Yeah, when I was at Jamaica College, I used to do triple jumper, high jumper.
Well, you
when
missed
I-
Mark on the triple jump.
Look, Respectfully.
You know something,
don't
can look
have
it up
one-
right now.
Hey, pull on your phone. Look, I was decent. Let's just say I come second at champs. You see me? Jaydon,
Fitz me never hear about that second day yet.
Wait, lie, it was third.
Yeah.
Come third. Wait, the second was the high jump. I swear, most decent. Look at the maps. You know what? Look at the maps, Terry.
Now go look it up right now, Fitzroy Dunkley, but come in and know you feel like you're
Michelle, I've never
tripping.
been on the triple jump thing. You talking to Jaydon, I know, but I definitely wasn't on that level. But at the same time, the jump.
You know where it's at, Fitz. I got you.
Man, make her talking.
I got you right now. Yeah, man.
It was the laugh. Look, all I'm gonna say is that jump was good enough to get me a scholarship to LSU.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
if anybody want to
Get it.
decent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talk
But
about
I
it.
I did pivot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so his triple jump. Not bad.
Talk to me.
15.71.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respectfully,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But that's actually good.
In class one?
High jump 2.10. Yeah, nice.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
No, man. You don't go on for 2, man, Fitz.
Another high jump, yeah.
Yeah, go on, look at things decent.
Another high jump.
In the high jump. It makes sure I say in the high
Go
jump.
on, Jaydon, no. In college, those marks can get you top 5, top 8. On a decent year. You know, depending on which year. You know what I mean?
I just Jaydon time now, everybody just jump 17, 18 and a bag of things. Like, it's crazy to me to see.
Speaking about 18s, you must have heard about a couple 18s.
I never hear no.
You never hear?
You need to
Switch
call
the
15
number
years.
after 19.
18, what was it?
I think
31?
An 18-0,
An 18,
18, 18, and 18, 0 something.
And 18-0 something from the two former Cubans. They
Right.
had a little back and forth themselves, so I know they're going to be fired up separately to, go at it. But what was your thoughts on those when they got over the fence to you?
Are them jumping?
For them
If they
jumping.
jump,
Yeah.
congrats to them.
Yeah.
Like, if I was to jump 18 right now,
Yeah.
I'd be over the moon. So
Over.
they should celebrate.
Yeah.
They should have fun. They should post. Never stop posting.
Yeah.
Pop off, twin. Pop
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, like 18 is no joke. That's far. Like,
Yeah.
it's so far, Fitz.
Yeah, the 18,
Yeah.
18 is
It's
the
so
third furthest
far.
jump in history, right?
It is.
It is
but
so
then,
far.
My thoughts, right, is we've seen 1787 from you, obviously, yes. But then, this season, it was 17.3, then 17.57, then 17.75, and the 17.75 is your second furthest jump. And I asked you this at Racers. Now, if you're doing this before trials, and I'm assuming that you were loaded, right? I mean, can we expect some Rasta Dazzle? Because for me, based on my observation, bear in mind, guys, I never got coaching school, I never got jump school, you understand? I never jump like Fitz and Jaydon. But as a fan of the sport and just observing, based on what I'm seeing now, you're obviously way better than you were last year.
Right.
And if I do 17.87 last year, I don't know.
And before you answer that, I just want to add too, no indoors.
Duh.
So, it definitely is a different training schedule. Can I obviously tell you on a pro schedule in terms of how you distribute it.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're not expecting the bigger jumps at a championship like SEC or NCAA like we're used to doing.
Yes, I can probably get something further this week.
Hey, what's the national record?
I don't know.
1793?
1793
I'm hoping, but
by James Beckford in 1995 before Jaydon even born.
Before him banned. The record holder.
I think so. I don't. Listen.
Yeah.
Anything Travis tell me for do, I just do it. I don't ask questions. I have no time to think about if it's gonna help me or not.
Yeah.
He proved to me last year that he got it. He's that coach. Like
That
he
guy,
has.
pal.
Before the European Championship, he had 3 world leaders. He's that guy. He's preparing us for the Olympics. So I'm just trusting the process, trusting him, and just obeying him as he says to have fun.
So then after the Olympics in August? July, August?
Yeah.
When is
August.
the World Under-20s?
Late August.
So after your triple jump in a big foreign, you got in that next big foreign for the long and triple jump for the World Under-20s.
Yes, and then after that, I'll go to one Diamond League to qualify for the finals, and then Diamond League finals, and that's it for the year.
That's a schedule. Right.
Not really, because I didn't do indoor.
Yeah.
So
it's all loaded up on the back.
Right.
Okay, understand. Some big championships.
But from once I'm over with Paris, I'm everywhere.
yeah. Gonna be traveling.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about the traveling. I think one of the things I liked about track and field the most is the opportunity it gives us to travel, without coming out of our pockets mostly. You know what I mean? So you talked about Monaco. That's an experience I never experienced myself. I want to one day.
Yeah, same. I never got it.
Is there anywhere specific around the world where you do want to travel to? Why that place call out to you?
The geography,
No, Australia, no Asia, you know what I mean?
From once we go up on the plane.
But anyway,
Right. Anyway. But
true.
I like Bahamas.
Yeah.
Right?
Really?
The Atlantis, the vibes, I don't want to go to Bahamas for vacation.
Yeah.
But to compete, I would want to go to Italy.
Yeah.
I'd probably want to go to Belgium. Those European.
Let's travel. Yeah.
Right.
And Europeans, I think, have this love for jobs.
Yes.
I think they appreciate it a lot more than over here in the
Right.
Western world. So I think, someone like you would be highly appreciated over there.
Yes.
You got to do.
Especially after that Diamond League, they proved it to me. They're trap
you could
cat.
feel the different
Yes.
energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look at how they treat Mondo. I mean,
Yeah, he's a goat.
yeah.
No, he is the goat.
He's a goat.
He's the goat. But speaking of energy, though, Jaydon, and Fitz kind of touched on it earlier about, when you jump and your celebration after those jumps, right? But can we just talk about jumping in Jamaica, though? Because, the field events weren't something, give and take some years, we weren't really looking forward to field events, right? In all honesty. And now you're here alongside with, weighing them and carry them and Frederick Dakers them on the Monday. But, field event is so exciting now. But can you talk to us about competing in Jamaica, especially for racers, and the people them a clap and the people them come out for the jumps, and clap and them a clap and the cheers and the applause. How does it feel to compete in Jamaica versus anywhere else in the world?
Ooh, they made me excited. Like at racers, I didn't expect that feedback. Obviously, people kind of gravitate to me, but a lot of people gravitated to the triple jump that day. Like,
Yes.
even when I jumped 16 meters, they were
The next year.
like, they were going off, and I was like, in my head, I was like, that's really not that good based on my standards, but like, they still cheered, and even somebody on X, they said, boy, we have to give it up to Hibby because we haven't had these far jumps in a while. Like, no matter if he jump 16, 17.
We're so excited.
Right, you know? But I'm excited for trials. I know people are going to come out. I know that triple jump side of the stadium is going to be packed because at racers, that's where the vibes was.
Yeah.
That's where the vibes was. And I literally, while I was warming up on the field, I literally saw people shifting, from one side to the other side of the stadium. So it should be fun. I'm excited. I'm just trying to get in the frame of mind to go out there and deliver once more, far jumps, whatever it may be, and just enjoy on to Paris after.
Nice. And we talk about the location, but let's talk about the one that you spend the most time at right now, Arkansas. I tell you, I've been to Arkansas a lot. I competed in the SEC with LSU and everything. So, I mean, I know a lot about Arkansas. I know it's different.
It's kind of dim.
Yeah. I mean, every time I'm flying in Arkansas, I get a little like, there we go again.
Make it feel kind of like,
like, what's it like living and training in Arkansas?
I don't dress like I come from Arkansas. I dress like I'm from Florida. Or Atlanta or somewhere. I don't know. One thing I can say though, Arkansas makes me focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Other than probably like the movies or bowling or probably go to the park with your friends. There's literally nowhere to go. There's nothing to do there. Literally, you're just in bed every day. Ask Kareem. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just jump up and go drive to McDonald's just to come out the house.
Honestly, that's one thing I noticed with college towns, just to give you guys some insights on the geography of college towns. Like, a lot of the big colleges are in really small cities. And I think that's really, helps the athletes reach a certain level.
To focus.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Atlanta or Miami where there's so much possibilities of distraction. You're a young kid when you show up to college. You're 18.
Yeah.
In his case, he was 17 when he showed up to college. So it's just it's easy to get distracted. But when the schools are placed in those locations, they just kind of force you to be focused. Same what Baton Rouge was for LSU. I was just forced to be focused.
Yeah, there's not much going on. Yeah. The air is so clean there, so fresh.
And have that country vibes, which kind of remind me of Jamaica as compared to a
well,
I talk about
not when you have deers running across the street randomly.
We have donkey.
No, but they're
Fitz,
please.
Fitz is the donkey.
There's donkey you know what I mean?
There are no donkeys in Kingston. I don't know where you come from.
Fitz, never seen a donkey in Kingston yet.
Yo,
all the days of my life.
Chillon, I come from.
Okay.
Well, in Trelawney.
Yeah.
But I'm from the city.
Big up Chillon. Yeah.
I'm from Kingston 8 through and through all the days of my life, okay?
Kingston 12
I'm never seen not donkey yet.
Let's talk about your city, Kingston 12, jungle.
Yeah.
Right? I actually lived in Jonestown. I went to Jonestown Primary before I moved
to
Jamaica College. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. So I know that area is one of the tough areas in Jamaica, one of the toughest. And I went there during the time of, some of the toughest times back in, 06, 05 when, there was a lot of violence in the area. What was it like growing up in that area and basically making it out? Not basically, you did make it out, and now you're an inspiration to other kids in there growing up. I'm pretty sure, so I can just imagine if I was at Jonestown Primary back in the days and see someone on the world stage like you doing what you're doing, and that would motivate me a lot to be able to achieve that and think I can do things that I never thought before because nobody around me is doing that. But seeing you come from, jungle and making it that world stage, you're inspiring a lot of kids from those schools and from that area.
Well, kudos to Jungle and Gardens.
Every time.
Despite the violence and whatever. As me that say.
Yeah.
Right. Despite the violence and the things them, it's the inner city. It will happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stops, but it didn't stop me, right?
Yeah.
Despite all of that, they appreciate me. Even when I wasn't this big in the sport and I was competing at KC and I'd probably get a medal or whatever at champs, they'll be like, hey man, the toughest thing that in the next bolt, that you know,
But I want to
you have
big
to
up people.
protect, you have to
Them a go-
protect
them a
him,
go
you
big
know,
you up, yeah.
you have to protect him and then something so. And you know, shout out to my
Mark Golden. Honorable Mark Golden. Yes.
honorable, the best, the G. You know, he placed a billboard at, they call it ball field, right?
We call
They
it a
play-
square.
No, that's not the square. That's not the square.
Oh my God, you want to jail billboard in a square.
They call it ball field. Every Sunday, people that buy them ice creams
Yeah.
at the bank and like
Love that.
watch football in neighboring communities play together. And that's kind of sentimental because even though I'm not a footballer, right? I used to probably kick 2 and 2 ball, don't take myself a little bit with my friend them down there, and to know that, you know, something is down there to recognize what I've done, and who knows, Olympic champion, world champion, they probably have to upgrade it, right?
Yeah,
so I'm just happy that they appreciate the talent and that I'm encouraging, you know, younger generation and probably pop-up talents too.
Yeah.
So let's say you're talking to a young kid right now, who's going to on a primary school out there in jungle, and you know have to deal with all the difficulties that come with living that. What would you say to that kid to try to make it to where you are?
I would say be different, right? When you come home from school, go inside, relax, rest, take up your book. Take up your book. No matter, I say you can go play with your friends and stuff like that, but then again, success doesn't come like that. You have to put in the work. I kind of segmented myself from everything that was going on outside. So some people would see me like, I probably I go shop and people that see me and I say, Jaydon, where did you? Did you foreign? You did go run? Me not see you. Me not see you. I'm say, no man, me I study, me I do my labs, me I do my thing them like. It takes sacrifice. As much as I wanted to be outside, I wanted to be playing, I wanted to be up and down. I couldn't because I knew where I wanted to go. I knew I had CXC. I knew I had PEP. I knew I wanted to go KC. I knew I wanted to get that scholarship to Arkansas. So I just sacrificed a lot, right? But you don't want to overly sacrifice, You still want to have fun, right? You can have your fun, but make sure you differentiate and separate fun from what is serious.
And I must applaud you on that. And I can also kind of go back in my mind right now when you were thinking of signing to go pro. What is something that, that was instilled in you was to do this foundation of yours, right? And I'm thinking about it, and all jokes aside, once again, at 19 years old, I was not sure as to what impact I would like on the world or how I would like to navigate through life. But you ensured that, hey, I'm paying it forward. So I cannot have you here without talking about that foundation. What is it?
Well, it's the Jaydon Hibbert Leaps and Bounds.
Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
We are
Yes.
bounding to newer heights. We're bounding to greatness.
Yes.
We're, impacting the world. We're helping because when I was younger, I once knew how hard it was for mommy and daddy to find like school supplies and school fee. I had to be sourcing scholarships, stuff like that, and whatever. And to know that I can help somebody, whether in need or not in need, just to know that, I can probably be the difference in somebody else's life, and this foundation, them being a part of it, tracking their progress, stuff like that, making sure that, their physical needs are, being
addressed.
You're right. Still, they can still call me. They can still text me. They can still ask for advice. They, stuff like that. So it's all about he be impacting like the younger ones, right? Like a kind of a youth advocate kind of foundation in a sense. Like I love kids. I love to see what the future may be like. I just like the kids. I like the kids. I like the kids.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've said it 50 times this, but at such a young age.
Come on, man.
All right, the foundation going up, you're so ahead of your time, and love to see the growth watching it. I'm pretty sure all of Jamaica, and now it's not just Jungle saying protect him, all of Jamaica saying protect him, so, definitely kudos to you for setting up that foundation, leaps and bounds. Is there anywhere where we can go on the internet to follow the progress? Following you is enough? Is there a specific page?
Well, you can go on my Instagram for right now. I'm going to build a platform for it next year after the Olympics. But for right now, I have highlights. Things are posted on my Twitter, on Instagram, so you can still keep track of it.
Yeah, we already saw that the other day. You did something with Kingston College when you were on the island. And just quickly, what kind of impact has Kingston College has had on your career, your life? As you just said when you were studying, you wanted to go to Kingston College. So Jamaica, all of us had those schools where we wanted to go from. We were younger. For me, Jamaica College, same. One college. So obviously, Kingston College has been on your mind since very young. What kind of impact has it had?
It's crazy, right? That I got a full scholarship to go to Wolmer's and I declined it.
Wow.
For KC. Yeah. Like my instincts told me that Jaydon, go to KC. And mom was like, Jaydon, are you mad? You're getting a full scholarship at Wolmer's and you want to go to KC. And I was like, trust me, mom. And up to this day, she thanks me for doing that, yeah? What I can say about KC, and kudos to all the staff, Mr. Mary, everybody, Mr. Hewitt, all the KCO boys, all the aunties, all the teachers, everybody, they all played a role because when I tell you, especially in that 6th year, when I had Champs, I had Carifta, I had Pens that traveled, all about the place, being on camp, missing school, missing the lessons. A lot of lessons, a lot of topics that were reinforced while I wasn't there. The teachers made Zoom calls with me like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m., just trying to get me back up to speed. And I thank them every day. I always go down there and remind them that, hey, if it wasn't for your help in that time, I wouldn't have passed CXC. Like, it was so hard with my labs too. It's kind of crazy. I was at Carifta, and while everybody was outside, having fun, all our vibes, I was in the room studying. Also, I had French orals, and I was also in the room studying for French orals because I had it literally the next day after I jumped. Oh. So while I was on the field, I was literally thinking of, reminding myself of the questions and how to answer it. Like, maybe that's why I jumped far at that character. I wasn't really thinking about it was just so much, and it's crazy. I came out with the highest in labs and the highest in the French orals.
I was just about to say that it paid off because I heard that you have about 20 subjects.
No. 7 distinctions.
7 distinctions.
A very smart guy, man.
Great. Obviously, and you brought that same brightness to Arkansas, where you're majoring in management now. So, Kingston College, now to Arkansas, now with Puma. You went pro very young. That's the last thing we're probably going to get to touch on. What was that transition like? You went through 3 phases in 3 years, right? From high school, college, into pro. And obviously you're ahead of your time. We would say for the 60th time. But what was that transition like from college to pro? Because who've been through it know I was 23 when I did it. You did it at 18. So obviously that's a difficult thing that you have to navigate. How do you manage to successfully do that?
Well, it wasn't really difficult, It wasn't really that difficult.
All right, we talk to him.
The deal was there, and that was good. It was just for me to think if I'm ready, if I'm mature enough, if I'm ready for this next stage, because this is, if not the highest level of track and field, the professional level, right? So this is serious. This is my job right now, Still fun and games, but it's also serious, And I was thinking, I was like, oh no, am I even ready for this? I'm going up against guys that are 12 years, 10 years, 8 years older than me. Am I good enough? Things like that kind of circulating in my brain. But thanks to Kareem and to my coach, they reinforced and everything. They told me that I have it, They told me that I'm ready. My team right now, Tanya, Henry, the Arkansas team, they all make it easy for me, Tanya does everything. social media.
Factual.
Henry does everything with Puma or whatever.
Yeah.
Arkansas does everything with my schoolwork and my training. So all I have to do is just listen to whatever they say
Sure.
and go jump.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Love it.
Last
Love it.
question, Kareem.
Well, I just want to say to all the best for this weekend. I know that you're going to do amazingly great things. I'm gonna ask Christ twice. And I must also say the fashion walkthrough things with you and Noah. We want to see more often.
More of that.
Understand? So the meet organizers, this is something that we want to see, right? Locally and internationally. Jamaica, please get on the train. You understand me? Because it brings something to the sport. Like we want to see the athletes once again outside of the capacity of them gears, walking in. You know, take some look at pictures. That is how we make the sport fun. So I must commend you on that too. For doing that with Noah, but all the best. All the best.
My last question: Olympic gold or world record?
It's an alarm, man.
Quick one.
Fitz, win a man. It's my Sabbath.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, so today Wednesday.
Why not the both of them? Why not the both?
Alright, we took the answer.
Both of them.
We took the answer.
Both
Thank you, Jaydon Hibbery. Going for greatness this summer, going for your first Olympic berth. Gonna go for the World Juniors long jump and triple jump.
I have a summer, I see.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a long summer. We're gonna be looking forward to watching you. Congrats on everything you've achieved to this point. Looking forward to what the future holds for you. Me personally, I'm looking forward to doing more interviews. I want to do some of the traveling with you. Kerry,
Listen, I need to talk to Tanya. Like, how can I be a part of this team? Like, come on. Can't make it work.
Tanya, anywhere you are, I hope you're hearing.
Trying to make it work. Yeah,
apologies to the audience. Obviously we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're back again at 1:30. We're gonna announce the guests right after this. So stay tuned. Episode 4 of Roots and Records are coming. We're building up to the trials. The trials start tomorrow. Everything we're gonna be there covering everything that's gonna be happening. Tune in. Tomorrow I promise, no difficulties. I promise. Jaydon, thank you for taking some time out.
No problem, Fitzroy.
Looking forward to seeing you compete this weekend and for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right.